Alright, now the story of Kung Fu Panda 2 is very, very simple. I know I say that a lot, but it really is simple. In the story of Kung Fu Panda 2, it starts off with Po, who is, of course, the Kung Fu Panda, and the Dragon Master, who, of course, teams up with the Furious Five once again to defeat a new villain in this film named Lord Shin, voiced by Gary Oldman, and he is here to threaten the existence of Kung Fu with his newfound technology, which can blow stuff up. You know, it's pretty much a cannon. It is a cannon, really. Back in the day, not saying that this actually happened, you know, I don't think pandas and snakes can fight, but whatever. Back in the day, you know, when cannons were first built, it was pretty revolutionary. You know, Chinese people were like, whoa-wee, and we blew them up. That's exactly how it happened. Don't quote me. Yeah, they're pretty much out there to stop him again. I mean, not him again. To stop evil once again with Kung Fu, and this time it gives more backstory to Po's past, where he came from, who his like family is, what happened really, and it's really cool. I really like the story of this film. It's a little bit like the first one. I would just say, you know, it's still, I like the whole backstory, even though I saw where the backstory was really going and stuff. I mean, if you don't, then come on. Anyway, I really like the story. I'm going to give the story a 8.5 out of 10. There you go. Anyway, let's go on with the acting. Alright, now the acting, or I should say voice acting of the film, yet again, just like the first one, was great. It really was. I would even say it's amazing. It really is. The one thing I would say about the voice acting in the film, there is a lot of it, so that means there's not that much that a lot of these voice actors can do, really. It's because it's a pretty short movie, and there's a lot of them, alright? I'm gonna go down the list. Of course, you have Jack Black, who does, once again, a great job voicing Po, the main character. He brings a lot of charm to the character. He does great with the comedic and even the dramatic parts. And, you know, I think Jack Black, overall, is just a fantastic voice actor. Maybe not actor, but voice actor, definitely. You have some new voice actors in the film, like Gary Oldman, who plays the villain Lord Shen, and he does great. Gary Oldman's always great as a voice actor and as a villain, and he does great here. Jean-Claude Van Damme comes in, pretty short role, but I just wanted to mention Jean-Claude Van Damme's in the film. Yay, cool. Michelle Yeoh comes in as the soothsayer. She doesn't come in, she voices in, and she voices the soothsayer who comes in, you know, helps Po out with his backstory and stuff, blah, blah, blah. And those are really the newest additions to the movie. You also have Dennis Haysbert, who you'll probably recognize from, I think, the Allstate commercials. You know, Allstate stand guy, not the freaking, oh, I'm Mayhem guy, I'm white and kooky. But, well, I love that guy, though. So, he plays an, Master Ox, so, Oxen, sorry. And he, you know, whatever, he does good. And of course you have the Furious Five, voiced by Angelina Jolie, Seth Rogen, Lucy Liu, David Cross, and Jackie Chan. And they all do good. Go and look up who they play. I'm not going to say it again. But anyway, I'm just going to say right here, the voice acting overall is fantastic in this film. I went a little too long in this, so I'm just going to give it a 9 out of 10. Really good voice acting here. Let's go on to the animation and action of the film. Alright, now the action and animation of the film. Let's talk about the action first. The action in the film is, I'm just going to say, spectacular. The thing about the action is there's not as much as there was in Kung Fu Panda 1, which is a minus because Kung Fu Panda 1 was pretty much action-packed. It was comedic, it was more action-packed, and less with the drama. In this, it's more dramatic with some of the stuff about Po's background, and that kind of hurts the action, definitely, because there's not as much, but when the action definitely picks up, it definitely picks up, because it's badass, it's choreographed really, really good, really, really good. It's very well choreographed, and I loved the action. When there was there was a lot, don't get me wrong, but just not as much as Kung Fu Panda 1, and it was really choreographed really well and animated fantastically. Now let's talk about the animation, of course. Now the animation in the film was breathtaking. I'm just going to say right there, it really was amazing in this film. And it's not all just 3D animation. There's actually a lot of 2D animation in this, which also looked amazing, and it was really surprising to see so much used. I did hear that there was 2D animation, didn't hear that there was so much, and I was really happy to see that because I miss 2D animation that's really well done, like it was in this. And it wasn't like your traditional 2D animation that you see on Cartoon Network. It was more like Chinese-inspired kind of animation. and it looked really, really good. And it definitely ran seamlessly into the 3D animation. And the 3D animation, not saying, I'm not going to stick with the 2D. The 3D animation looked amazing. I mean, the scenery looked great. The animations for the characters looked good. The texturing for like the fur for the animals and just even stuff like the ground looked great. And overall, the action and the animation was breathtaking. The only thing I have to complain about in the action was that there wasn't as much as Kung Fu Panda 1. So I'm going to give it all together a 9.5 out of 10. I would even want to give it a 10, but because of action, 9.5 out of 10. Let's go on with the entertainment and wrap this review up. Alright, now the entertainment for Kung Fu Panda 2, I'm just gonna say, I was thoroughly entertained by Kung Fu Panda 2. I went in there thinking it was gonna be disappointing and not as good as the first one, and it was not as good as the first one, but it was definitely not disappointing. It was very fun, the voice acting was great, the animation was superb, and the action was very, very well done. And I'm just gonna say, I really did love this film. And I'm gonna give the entertainment a 9 out of 10, and I'm gonna give the movie an overall score of a 36 out of a 40. So there you go. Check this film out. It is great. And also look forward to my Hangover Part 2 review tomorrow. Thank you. There it is. 36 out of a 40. Check this film out because it is great. Thank you and goodbye.